What's up, Turtle fans? I'm the White Foot Soldier, and this is a review of the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hypnopotamus by Playmates Toys. Now, I actually had to resort to buying this figure online. This was one of the harder ones to find in stores, and if you've not heard the news yet, the Rise of the TMNT line is ending. There has not been an announcement on the cartoon itself, but the line itself, action figure line, is ending. So these are the last remaining figures. We have some good news though. Bullhop has been showing up, Shredder has been showing up, and Wrestling Mikey have been showing up. So there are more new figures to end out the line. The ones that they advertise are indeed coming. But today we're gonna have a look at Hypnopotamus. So we'll check out the box art first, and then we'll open them up. Same typical box art as the rest of the wave for this line. And if we turn them over, we get the checklist on the bottom there and some of the new figures that I mentioned. So we see Bullhop there in the bottom, right here. And then we also see Wrestling Mikey right over there. Now there is no sign of Shredder on the back of the box here, but he is coming. And then the rest of the figures on here, of course, were already released, and Bullhop and Wrestling Mikey should be showing up shortly. So let's open up Hypnopotamus and we'll have a look at him. Okay, now that Hypnopotamus has been freed from the plastic, let's have a look at the figure. First of all, I want to touch on the character designs from the Rise series. I know I've mentioned this previously, but I love the character designs from the show, and they really look great in figure form. So I am very sad that the figure line is ending, because there's so many great characters who are not going to get a figure. But luckily we did get some, and here Hypnopotamus being one of them. So let's have a look at him now. First of all, he comes with one accessory, the razor sharp rings, which are right here. And now these actually, each of them has, actually except for one. So each of them, except for the middle one, the outer two, have a slit in them so that you can actually just pull them apart, kind of like the magician rings that you can buy. So those just kind of snap apart. So if you want to, take one off or whatever, you can do that. So there's the one accessory that he comes with. Now the figure sculpt is awesome. I think he looks really good. My only concern when I got him out of the package was actually his feet are really small, and upper body's so big that he was a little hard to get standing, and so I had to kind of mess with his feet more so than some of the other figures. Articulation wise, he's pretty articulated, especially for a bigger figure. So we get the ball joints in the shoulders. Now mine's a little bit looser in the shoulder there. Not a big deal, but it's something I did notice, that it was a little looser. So we get ball joints in the elbows, and the wrists rotate. The head swings the whole way around. We get ball joints in the hips. And that's where I said that, there's no articulation really in the ankles, I don't think, no. So that's where it kind of makes it a little difficult, because you can see how his one foot is kind of bent upward. So you can see that right there. So that kind of makes it a little bit tricky to get him to stand. We don't get anything in the waist, I don't think. Just a little tiny bit, but not enough to really count for anything, because you can tell his actual jacket is harder plastic, so it doesn't really have much give to it. The paint overall looks really good. We get the bow tie there's painted. What else is, oh, the eyes there, I was gonna say. I couldn't tell if the pupils were, but they are. So we get also get an earring there. In his headwear, we also get some good paint there. We get the whole thing's painted, and then the little dot in the middle being black and kind of a red around. Turn them over, and not really anything that would need to be painted there. Obviously the gloves, the sash down there would be painted. So paint overall is good. Teeth look good. A little mustache there. The gap between his teeth, just like in the cartoon series. So let's put the accessory in and see how he looks. All right, there's his accessory, so that's how that kind of can fit on there. Now the ball joint in the shoulder, as I said, was loose on mine, so it did kind of fall down a little bit, so I had to prop it up and then twist the wrist. and then of course had to mess with him a little bit to get him to stand. So, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. So if I kind of twist his leg even outward a little bit, like there's just no way he's gonna stand. So they both have to be facing forward for him to stand, even on this side. Oh no, I'm gonna make a liar out of myself. So that side, I guess, but it just kind of looks like an awkward pose whenever his, foot's pointed the whole way up. So kind of the best way that I've found to pose him is just the two legs facing forward, or 2 feet facing forward. And we do get some nice little sculpting marks too on here, maybe some cuts in his jacket. So I did want to point that out before we finish things up here. So this was a fun one. This was a figure that I was looking forward to whenever I first saw that he was announced. And so I'm glad that we finally got him. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more TMNT news and reviews.